Hello there, we are continuing to track coronavirus cases which have remained at that 2,500 plus fresh cases a day for 4 or 5 days now. But today actually I want to talk about something completely different, and that is hunger and food. We have been hearing lots of stories, anecdotal perhaps, and hopefully it's not as widespread as some are fearing, but we are hearing stories of people going hungry, people facing the problem of inadequate food. And let's face it, in a pandemic like this, in a lockdown like this, it is very possible that there could be thousands, lakhs, perhaps even millions of people who may have problems in getting food and who may end up going hungry. And that is something that should not happen. Why? Because there is no shortage of food in India. And I'm just going to take you through some statistics. Union Minister Ram Vilas Paswan said just a couple of days back that India has food stocks in the godowns of something like 63 million tons right now. That's just food grains. A month and a half ago, it was an all-time record of 73 million tons, and there's been some distribution in the period since then. And let's remember, there's a rabi crop that has been harvested. It's a bumper crop. It was estimated at something like 146 million tons. Now, maybe you could say it's not going to be that high, but whichever way you look at it, the godowns are bursting with food grain. There is no shortage of food in India. Now, some distribution is happening. Remember, already 800 million Indians were getting something like 5 kilograms per person per month. That was under earlier schemes. Now, in the latest scheme that has just been announced by the Pradhan Mantri Yojana, which was announced just a short while back, another 5 kilograms per person per month is being given for 3 months. So 10 kilograms per person is being distributed to 800 million people. Now that's good. We're glad that that food is being distributed. But there are still people being left out and falling between the cracks. And given the amount of food that we have, that should not be happening. What's the problem? Well, some people don't have ration cards. Some people are in different states and they can't therefore find their ration cards. There are people who are stranded. There are people who don't have access to get it. So in many ways, the government needs to be a lot more liberal about this. It's just an accounting hit. Remember, if you distribute a lot of this food, 20 million tons, 30 million tons at a time of a pandemic, it doesn't really matter. Those food stocks will be built up and it's just an accounting hit. So some specific suggestions are being made. Now, the minister himself has announced that one nation, one ration card. That's a scheme which many states are joining, and a bunch of states have joined that just today, which means that if you have a ration card, you can use it in any state. And that's a great step. But other things need to be thought about. Perhaps we should not have ration cards at all while the pandemic is on. Perhaps we should have other last mile solutions where people find it easy to get food. Perhaps there should be feeding centers. Let there be community kitchens where people can be fed. Whatever happens, it would be a real shame if in a nation where godowns are literally bursting with food grain, where that food grain is rotting in some places, being eaten by rats, it would be a real shame if people are going hungry. And let's now take you through all the other major stories right now, including the killing of a top Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist in Kashmir.
In a big win for security forces in Jammu and Kashmir, Hizbul Mujahideen commander in the valley, Riaz Naiku, was killed on Wednesday. The top Hizbul terrorist was eliminated in a gun battle in Pulwama district of South Kashmir. Naiku was trapped by forces in a search operation that was launched on Tuesday night, following a specific intelligence input on terrorists hiding in the area. 2 other terrorists were also killed in the operation.
The government has clarified that there is no security breach in the COVID-19 tracking app Arogya Setu in response to claims by a French white hat or ethical hacker. The hacker, who goes by the name Elliot Alderson, had claimed on Tuesday that he had found a security flaw in the Arogya Setu app and that the privacy of 90 million Indians was at stake. In a detailed statement on Wednesday morning, the government said that there was no data or security breach and that no personal information of any user had been proven to be at risk by this ethical hacker. Undaunted, Elliot has hinted that more information will be revealed soon. Security researchers have found cause for concern with the Arogya Setu app, which according to the most recent MHA guidelines is mandatory for employees in both the public and private sector to install.
Congress President Sonia Gandhi on Wednesday sought to know what criteria the government is using to judge how long the lockdown will continue. She was speaking at a meeting of chief ministers of the Congress-ruled states. After May 17th, what? And after May 17th, how? She said during the meeting. Former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, who was also present at the meeting, said, "We need to know what will happen after Lockdown 3.0. Sonia Gandhi discussed the impact of the coronavirus pandemic with chief ministers of party-ruled states. In a replay of disinfectant shower on villagers in Uttar Pradesh a while ago, authorities at the Dankuni railway station in West Bengal sprayed disinfectant on people after they arrived from Ajmer in Rajasthan by boarding the Shramik special train. Around 1100 migrant labourers had arrived in Hooghly from Rajasthan on board the special train on Tuesday.
For the last few days, Tamil Nadu has been adding to its coronavirus numbers at a very fast pace. Its number has nearly doubled in the last 1 week from 2,058 to 4,058. The state reported over 500 new cases both on Monday and Tuesday and was the single biggest contributor to the national numbers after Maharashtra. The number of new cases were increasing at a much more modest rate in Tamil Nadu earlier. Its previous doubling had taken 17 days.
Coronavirus has infected around 548 doctors, nurses and paramedics across the country so far, according to data maintained by the centre. The figure includes doctors, nurses and paramedics from centre-run and state government-run facilities across states and union territories. No epidemiological investigation of the cases were done, so there is no clear segregation on how many contracted the disease at their workplaces and how many got it from the community. PTI reported that the figure does not include field workers, ward boys, sanitation workers, security guards, lab attendants, peons, laundry and kitchen staff, among others.
A LinkedIn survey has revealed that the economic downfall has dampened spirits among Indian professionals from the IT, media, and manufacturing sectors. The worst faring among these were media professionals, among whom 2 in 5 said their firms will fare worse in the next 6 months. Nearly 48% of active job seekers think there will be a decrease in available job opportunities. In contrast to this, the report found that professionals in corporate services, healthcare, and education remain confident about their industry's future.
Despite over 71,000 deaths and 12 lakh positive coronavirus cases in the country, the Donald Trump administration is mulling winding down the White House task force on COVID-19 and delegating its responsibilities in a phased manner to the relevant federal agencies. In a statement to reporters, Vice President Mike Pence, who heads the task force, said conversations are underway about what the proper time is for the task force to complete its work and for ongoing efforts to take place on an agency-by-agency level. Italian researchers claim they have successfully developed a vaccine to contain coronavirus, which is likely to work on humans, a report said. The CEO of the firm developing the medication said that a coronavirus vaccine has neutralized the virus in human cells for the first time. This is the most advanced stage of testing of a candidate vaccine created in Italy. Human tests are expected after this summer. All of the vaccine candidates currently being developed are based on the genetic material of DNA protein spike, the molecular tip used by the coronavirus to enter human cells.